Okay, I'm so excited to show you guys this because this has been like one of the cars I've wanted for a long time now. Oh yeah. So this is a Mark IV Golf TDI, 4-door. This is a car that I've always wanted since about 2012, and specifically a 4-door, specifically a TDI, specifically a Golf, and specifically a year from 2004, and I got all of that. So I'm like super stoked on it. It's a little beat as far as the interior goes, but for the most part all of it should be getting redone. Like the headliner, for instance, is all sagging as well. But for the most part, the paint is pretty good. The roof over here is faded, so that's not a big deal. Either repaint the car or just vinyl wrap it. But basically I used to daily drive a 2014 Toyota Prius. Then I was just driving down the street and then someone came out from a side street and just T-boned me. And so that car is totaled now and need a new daily that gets good MPG because I drive a lot. And these Golfs are known for getting like 40 to 50 MPG. And on top of that, you can modify them, and I've always been a big fan of Mark IV Golfs and Jettas, and so of course I'm gonna slam this thing. I'm probably gonna bag it. That's like the goal, is to bag it, put it on some wheels, redo all the interior. As far as the engine goes, like, it's all the typical TDI stuff which you would do, which is basically like a straight pipe, EGR delete, like cold air intake, front mount intercooler, and then probably like upgrade the turbo and do a tune on it. But I've been a big fan of Mark IV Golfs, and I used to want to get one as my first car ever since high school. But I was like still into drifting at that time and following drifting, and then I just realized like instead of getting a Golf, I could buy a 240. So why not get a 240? But now since I already have a 240 and now I'm looking into getting a daily, this kind of like fits the bill. And I honestly can't believe that I actually have a Mark IV Golf because I've wanted one for so long now. I mean, like, every single day in high school, I'd basically spend hours on VW Vortex, just researching, like, just looking at everyone's builds on there. We had laptops in high school as well, so like in class, if there was like free time, just like looking at all these builds for Mark IV Golfs and everything, and it just like takes me back, and I can't believe I'm sitting in this car right now because I've wanted it for so long. But anyways, but we got this cool Pioneer head unit over here. We got 201,000 miles. The engine on it has supposedly 60,000 miles. Here's our turbo diesel beauty. So this is a BEW. The car has 200,000 miles on it, but the last owner bought the car with no engine and transmission in it. And so then he went and put in an engine that supposedly had 60 to 66,000 miles on it when he bought it. So that's basically this one. And then he drove it for another 5,000–10,000 miles. So basically this engine on it supposedly has about 70,000 miles. But it feels like super sluggish. So hopefully once we do all the engine mods to this, it'll actually be able to keep up with traffic, because right now it's like retardedly slow. Anyways, let's go for a ride. Oh yeah, boy. Oh yeah. Oh, she's a purring, boys. You know what's really funny is that this thing didn't have a check engine light when I bought it about, what, 3 days ago? And now it does. And it's just so funny to me because I thought everyone was being over dramatic about how VWs just like throw check engine lights. And sure enough, this thing just threw a check engine light for like nothing. It's honestly, it feels really low on power. Maybe that's just me, and I haven't just driven, I've never driven a TDI before, or even any Mark IV Golf. Throwout bearing does make a little bit of noise, so that kind of needs to be replaced. And then on top of that, third gear has a little bit of an issue going in sometimes, and fifth gear is also really short on the freeway, like I'll show you. All right, here we go. Look at this thing. So it basically like makes no power until like after 2,000 RPM. But the thing is, like, it redlines. See, okay, look, see, it's not going into third. There you go. Yeah, and it just redlines super early as well, so you don't have too much to play with. It does have a pretty nice Pioneer head unit over here, and it's Bluetooth, and also the mic is over here, so that way it's all like hands-free calling, which is pretty cool. Also, side note, this mirror I just adjusted completely out of the way, so that way you don't see how retarded I look with the GoPro mount. But anyways, okay, so this is full throttle. This is full right now. Like, what the? And she just like, it doesn't even like accelerate. And then see, third gear has an issue. This is still full throttle. I haven't even gotten up to 60 miles an hour yet. I'm still pinned, by the way, guys. Like, this is full throttle right now. We are topping out like 60. So basically, as of right now, it is so slow. And it's just like, I don't know why, but for some reason, every single car I own is just as slow as can be. Hopefully we'll straight pipe it, do the intake, EGR delete, and it should be doing pretty good. I'll also probably clean out the intake manifold as well. I have no idea where we're going right now, by the way. Oh, just giving her boys. And as far as cruising goes, like 5th gear is insanely short, really. And 5th gear is also insanely short. So right now I'm in 5th and I'm going, you know, 55 miles an hour and I'm already at like 2200 RPM. So if you can imagine, when I'm going about like 80 miles an hour, this thing is sitting at like 3000 RPM, which is super high for a TDI to be doing. So what a lot of people do is do a 5th gear conversion, and that way it goes up to a taller gear, and the RPM isn't nearly as high in 5th gear as it is, so it's much better for actual highway cruising, which I do a lot, so it makes a lot of sense to do the 5th gear conversion. Oh, look at this handling, bro. This handling. And as for the interior, it's beat up, like I said, which is kind of a good thing, because now it makes me want to just go and reupholster everything. Whereas if I were to have a clean interior, I'd probably more or less leave it because I'd feel bad about messing with it. So it's good. It's like, I like the fact that it really doesn't need body work. It's kind of just the paint that's faded, which means that I could easily repaint the car or wrap it. And same with the interior. The interior, it needs work, so that way I'm going to go and do all that sort of stuff. So that way it's not like I'm ruining perfectly good stuff. I'm kind of making improvements. That's usually like my go-to motto. Don't buy a clean car and do stuff to it. Buy like a little bit of a messed up one. That way you leave the clean ones for people who don't really want to put in work or change it up. I've also really wanted to have a car with bags before, so I'm thinking with this one I'll probably end up bagging it. I mean, overall it's a car that's going to get good MPG. I can modify it and do little fun stuff with it. It'll look nice in the interior when I'm done. It'll look nice on the outside and like respectable when I'm done. Or at least that's the plan. And I want to keep this car for a long time as well, because it's just, I mean, it's so practical and it's just good to have as the reliable daily car. And this is definitely much better than the Prius that I was driving. Rest in peace to my Prius. It was a noble steed, but Mark IV Golf takes the lead. Oh, we got it. We're gonna do a 2nd gear roll here. Hopefully, you know, I could pass this Honda Insight. Oh no, it's a red light. Never mind. I honestly didn't think I could possibly find a car that was slower than my car, but this is it. This one's a little bit down here. 2nd gear roll. Okay, this is full throttle right here. Okay, it sounds like it's gonna die. And see, look at that. It like freaking grinds in 3rd. Not even shifting fast. Also, I'm pretty sure the engine and trans mounts needs to be replaced, because every time you get on it, it's like a noticeable, like there's like a jolt almost. It's kind of like, yeah. Yeah. Well, anyways, I hope you guys like it, because I like it. And yeah, we'll just start slowly working on this thing. Good boy. I mean, yeah, for the most part,